Welcome, welcome, welcome to day 4 of 5 live training with ya girl, Sandra Hasling. Okay, today we got a banger because today is one of the biggest problems that people have with their online business, the consistency problem with their money. And before we talk about that, it's important to, I think, recap what we've done this week, what we've built on this week, because they're all kind of like stackable elements. So day 1 on Monday, we talked about how to create content that converts into clients. Important, right? Content is a sticky situation for a lot of people that are trying to figure out how to do this thing online. And we talked about exactly how to do that, what to create, who to create it for, and how to create it, how often to create it. The second thing we talked about on Tuesday, we talked about how to get more clients. And the sticker is that it's more about mindset than anything else tactical, although there are tactics involved, and we went over that. The third thing we talked about on Wednesday, yesterday, the first day that the landlord didn't interrupt my live because I was in my car for it. Yay! We talked about what you're missing in your business and how you can actually scale. So that solves the problem of, okay, I've got some income, I've got some stuff coming in, but I don't see how I could grow this thing. I don't even know what that looks like. I don't know how I could grow it. We talked about that yesterday, and today we're going to talk about consistent income. Who's coming in right there? I just got a heart. I like hearts. I like it. Tell me who it is. Today we're going to talk about fixing that inconsistent income problem, so how to create consistent income in your business. Otherwise, fear, scarcity, all the things. All right, so we talked about pen and paper, getting your pen and paper. I'm serious about taking notes on this stuff. The people who've been showing up, Maria, hey, super duper fly. I'm rocking the Maria Violani lavender because that's your brand. I'm just here for you. So those of you who are taking notes Monday through now with pen and paper, you're actually going to have things to take away to go and do in your business to get results like right away. Hey Ed, how are you? And then Andrea, I concur. I like concurrence. So I want you to electronically take notes, physically take notes if you're a note taker. If you haven't, go back and binge the stuff that we talked about earlier this week. Let them stack on each other because you'll need all the components to run your business properly. So, all right, if you don't have consistent income in your business, feel free to chat with me as we talk about this. Hey, Brett, how are you? Is it late for you right now in Australia? It is, isn't it? Is it bedtime for the kiddos? So if you don't have consistent income, what it feels like is stress, right? Wondering where the next amount of money is going to come from. Wondering if you're gonna be able to pay the bills. Like that worry, that fear, that panic, that lead you to believe that maybe you need to create something better. Maybe this isn't the thing. That inconsistent income makes you feel like I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe other people seem like they're not struggling like me, and they probably are, but you don't see that, and so you don't trust yourself. Maybe you should go back to the old life, the old job, the old whatever. And because of these things, you second guess yourself. You second guess yourself, the viability of your offer, and you definitely don't show up fully as a result of it. You just don't. You're second guessing what you're saying, what you're posting about. I talked to somebody last night about their content and questioning the clarity of where they were in their business, and they realized they're taking an hour to write a post. I'm like, an hour to write a post because of the clarity, second guessing, doubting themselves, not sure if they are saying the right thing or showing up on time because they haven't had the consistency in income, so they're doubting. Maria, it is my brand. The lavender looks fab on you, but it really messes with the blondie nickname. Listen, you know that I'm a blonde by DNA. That blonde nickname is going nowhere. And the second I can get back to Canada, I'm gonna get this lavender and pink stuff out of my hair. But in the meantime, you know what I mean? I'll be back to blondie, I promise. Okay, so because of that, because you're not showing up the way that you would, because of this avalanche of effects that happens due to the inconsistent income, then you realize oh, maybe I should just quit. No, you shouldn't, but that's what you think. You go through that thought process of this isn't working. This isn't working. And if my spouse can't count on me, or my kids are I've got kids and I've got to make bills and feed the kids, and if I can't count on it to get their tuition or to get their sports payments paid because I can't count on the consistency of income, I got to go to something that's reliable. That would also be a mistake, right? Because it's your dream. It's your gift. These ideas, this hope, this drive was put there for a reason. It was planted into you. So Does anybody feel low after like hearing that list? Like, does that like resonate with you about like those feelings of inconsistent income and the worry and the fear and the doubt and the questioning and the like regret of having to go back to something maybe more consistent even though you hate it? Like, even just saying that makes me feel awful because I know those feelings. I hated that time, and I don't want to like dwell in the mess of it, but it's important to feel the feelings of not having something or things not working out, so that you can really look it in the face and say, I really do need to do something different. I really do need to fix this problem. Andrea, oh yeah, lived in that space for a long time. Thanks to you, I no longer worry about any of that. I know, you're consistent as heck. Heck's not a swear word, I can say it out loud. Maria, that's me. It takes way too long to write a post. Andrea, is good to know that you were once there because your posts are my favorite. I'm happy to know it gets better. Exactly. Okay, so she's a great test subject where Andrea can speak to this. She's done it before when she said that like the fear of the inconsistent months, like the thought of going back to teaching. Meanwhile, she's got this like incredible business now. She's on her own. She's doing her own thing. She's like lighting up the world. Women are obsessed with her. Her posts are fire. She like released the blocks of like worrying about what people are going to think, critiquing herself, going over and over the material. She just posted. She's in it. She's in flow. She loves what she's doing. She knows it's consistent. She knows the money's going to be there. She keeps showing up for herself. It's all clicking. She's got systems now. Like, it works. So we don't have to settle for the rest anymore. We don't have to go back to that, but you just have to know how to do it, right? You have to know what you're doing. And we have to, like, I just really feel like we have to honor the purpose that we were put here for. And you can feel it when you're doing something that you're not supposed to be doing. When you're in a job that you're like, oh, it's fine. Like, it's fine isn't what you're supposed to be doing. It's great is what you're supposed to be doing. And if it's something as small as inconsistent income, I say small because it's fixable, then you need to look at that. Because if it's between you and going back to something that you can't stand versus you and stepping into something that you were made for, imagine what that's going to feel like. Imagine if you had the consistent income problem solved and you got to show up and do what you loved. Best of both worlds? Absolutely. It feels amazing. So, okay, what is this? Notification. All right, so let's get into it. Okay. What you were meant to do, fully meant to do, what lights you on fire is the thing that we're talking about, whatever that is for you. And there's so many different things, so many different industries, genres, whatever. But we're talking about that tug that you have like in your soul. And all you have to, the only thing that's keeping you from doing that successfully is having the systems in place, having the mechanics in place, having the I know what to do in place, having the night before writing out your list of things that you're supposed to get done, things that you need to be focusing on, not the 80% of things that you do because you're scared to do the other things. Like, oh, I'll make a list of this, or I'll organize this, or maybe I'll like jot some ideas down, or how about you like go out and get the clients? How about you set up the payments? How about you like have those conversations, right? That's what you should be spending most of your time doing, and you can create systems around that, because systems are what we're going to be talking about today. Systems are the reason that most people are failing on consistent income every month. So systems are processes that you have to get down, processes for everything. And it's stuff that you do regularly, purposefully, and one system leads to the next system. So it's predictable. You want predictable income. Hey, Irfan, how are you doing? Hey, Jody. So you can rinse and repeat as you go. We talked about that yesterday. Having a system, having a signature offer that you put on repeat, because you know how to do it. You know how it goes. Your day is essentially predictable. Your activities are predictable, and your income's predictable. And you get to do that where it's almost like that stuff is on autopilot for you, and it chugs along. So you can show up with joy and like intention and excitement for your job online, like doing the thing that you love online. And it's the systems in place that you just have to get down. So I remember, like, you know, I've shared it before. My experience has been mostly offline experience, where I've done for almost like 2 decades the offline stuff. So bringing it online felt different and weird. It felt like I didn't know what this was supposed to look like. So I would like create content here and there that I felt like was a good idea, and then I'd maybe like follow up on a lead because they showed some interest or something, and then I didn't understand when, how often, where I should be like talking to people or having conversations, or what's like this online etiquette, what's acceptable. I didn't know, right? Because I'm really used to the offline stuff, did that very well all my life, and then now we're online, now what, right? So I tended to shy away from people online. You know, like the people that want to work with you, those people, I was like, I don't want to, I'm scared, I don't know what to do. It's weird. Am I allowed to say this on here? Is it creepy to DM them? I don't get it. Like, it was weird. And so instead, I saw these incredibly inconsistent results. And that made me question everything, because I was like, wait, I'm really good at this stuff. I've been doing it for years. Why isn't it working online? It's because my behaviors online were all messed up and I didn't have any systems. So like we definitely tend to steer away from things that we don't feel super confident in, right? Like if we don't feel like we know it cold, we're like, like we don't want to trial and error that much. We don't want to get egg on our face. We don't want to mess up in front of people because we're public on social media. And what if they see, you know, like there's all this fear. But you need to be attempting to do these things that are going to grow your business. And if you have a successful and effective system, those things are going to get done. So when you have the systems in place, you end up doing the things that you don't feel like doing some days because you don't have the energy or the focus. But it's like, you know, you'll wake up days like you'll wake up days where you don't have the energy, you don't have the focus, you're groggy, you didn't get a good night's sleep before, you're just not feeling it, or like emotionally something else has brought you down and you're not like fired up for work right now. But if you have systems in place, if you have mechanics to get things done, you don't have to worry about like chugging through the emotional side of getting up and getting your day going, because you already have the systems in place. All you have to do is show up. 10% energy, that's fine, because you plug yourself into the systems that are already there to grow your business, to work your business, to nurture your clients, to bring in the sales, to market the content, all of that, right? So let me know, like, if this is, hey Debbie, if this is tracking with you in terms of like, are any light bulbs going off in terms of systems? Like, oh yeah, I don't really have a system for, you know, content, or a system for managing my time, or a system for like anything. I'm just showing up and kind of like trying every day. And that's good. That's good. That's a start. But if you want to get great, systems, having a system. And by the way, I'm not somebody that's type A that has to have like everything like buttoned up all the time. I'm not at all. I'm a loose cannon. So systems, when I say systems, it sounds almost like repressive to me, but actually they're your best friend, because if you have systems, you don't have to think that hard. Like you just have to go, okay, this is what I do next, this is what I do next, da 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 da, and then you just get to show up with, even if you have 10% energy, you put that 10% energy into the live that you're doing today, or you put the 10% energy into the phone call that you're doing with a client, right? Like the systems will take care of you when you don't have the energy to take care of yourself. So, hey, Nicholas, yes to systems. Oh, I'm missing stuff. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Raymond. Okay, so, all right, where were we? I got notes because I don't want to mess you guys up. And I have like a bunch of phone calls today that I have to get back to because people are loving on the Academy. All right, so this ties back into the content chat that we had. When was it? Monday. Okay. So creating systems for being productive in the terms of content creation, marketing, selling, servicing your clients, and a system for scaling your business. If you knew how to do all that and you had systems in place for it, doesn't that feel like a relief? Like imagine if you had a system to create your content, so you didn't have to like wonder if you're doing it right, wonder when you should be doing it, how much to do it, where to put it. Like if you had a system that was just so predictable that you just created content and you did it like, I don't know, a few hours a month, that's all you had to do. Wouldn't that be amazing? You guys know my schedule. I kind of talk about that often. You know how many kids I have. I have a billion, only 4. But I do not spend more than 3 or 4 hours max creating content a month. And you show me showing up every day, or you see me showing up every day. I do long form posts, I do short form posts, I do interactive stuff, I do engagement stuff, and I sit down for 3 or 4 hour blocks once a month and I write all my content for the month. Easy? Much easier than scrambling and wondering and sitting down and like writer's block for an hour and then getting like part of a paragraph for 20 minutes and then coming back to it the next day and then being like, crap, it's been 3 days actually and I haven't posted anything. Like that sucks. And that was a life before systems. So that kind of content creation system, doesn't that sound easier if you had all this content to go for the whole month and you didn't have to worry about it? Like that takes, now you know how to engage. Courtney! We got people on the other side. Hey guys, can we all just like say a prayer that the landlord doesn't like pop in on me again? This would be day 3 out of 4 this week if he did. Okay, so I'm gonna, if he does, I'm gonna start doing car lives for good. I'm just gonna quarantine forever. Okay, so that's easier, right? That's easier to create posts like that, to create content, to create material for your live videos or your pre-recorded or whatever. Like, you can have a live video framework. Like, I have an outline today about what I want to talk to you about because I don't want to miss anything, and I don't want to go rogue and then be like, what was she talking about? I don't know. She's really messy today. I have to have an outline so that I make sure that I hit all my points for you guys, and that, like, in Academy 2.0, we go deep on this. We have the systems for all of these things. So what about marketing? Getting your message out to the right people. Who to talk to? How long to talk to them? How do you speak to them in general? Like, you need them to hear from you consistently. So just so we're clear, a lot of times people get marketing and advertising confused. Advertising is actually paying for an ad, paying for a digital ad that gets placed on Google AdWords, that gets placed on Instagram, that gets placed on Facebook, that gets placed on YouTube, on TikTok, on anywhere. A billboard in the physical world. Don't spend your money on billboards. Any of that stuff, like paying to get a radio spot on any kind of station. Those are advertisements. Marketing is your messaging. It's your message to get out to the public. It's how you talk about your brand. It's how other people talk about your brand. It's the conversations and relationships that are happening in and around your brand. So having a system for marketing would be incredibly important, right? That is getting the message out there about your brand and having people have conversations, having you have conversations, marketing. That's like the engine for your business. So, like, that looks like other people, and again, write this stuff down, guys. Marketing. First of all, can you sit down for 3 or 4 hours once a month? Or can you sit down 1 hour once a week and create content? You can do it. I've taught a bunch of people how to do it and they love it. It's so much easier. And then the other thing I want you to think about and write it down. Where are you going to be marketing? You're marketing on your page in the comments with your content. You're marketing on other people's pages on their content. You're answering questions on their stuff if they have any questions, if they're polling, if they're asking for recommendations. You're going into other people's groups, and when people are asking questions, boom, like I said the other day, you hit them with the good stuff. Hit them with that video feedback. Hit them with, like, all of the options when you're giving them a thorough answer to their question, right? And you're doing it better than the other people in the thread. You're going to stand out to the people that you answer. You're going to stand out to the people in the comments, and you're going to stand out to every daggone person that takes a look at that post, and they're going to see this banging response, and they're going to be like, who is this expert? And you're like, oh, that's me. That's no big deal. So that's marketing. Marketing is also on people's blogs. Guest writing on a blog for an industry that you're a part of that's like a complementary service to what you do. Getting on a podcast, getting interviewed by people, doing like live spots, like share videos, all of that stuff is marketing, right? And finding time to do that, having a system for that where you just plug and play, fill it in, know when you have to do that, have this consistent reach out of things going so that you're constantly getting seen and heard on podcasts and on video interviews and in people's articles and on other people's content on their pages, in their groups, all of that. That's marketing. So intentionally going in and reaching out to these podcasts, like I get asked to be on podcasts. I also request to be on podcasts. So you can get your name out there. You don't wait for them to come to you, though. You do not have to do that. You can go out, and people need podcast content. They need people to interview. You're doing them a favor by reaching out to them. You're not like a burden by reaching out to them. They're like, oh, good, somebody, because I've got like 2 holes next month. I got to fill them. I don't know. I'm really busy. I don't know how I'm going to fill those. And then you give them your application to be a podcast interviewee or a guest on their podcast, and they're going to be like, that slot's filled. It's a relief. So don't think that you're being a burden by applying to be on people's podcasts. It's a good thing. Number 3, for selling. You know you don't have a business without sales, right? We talked about it. The huge right now, Nicholas. Yes. We talked about it. I'm going to talk about sales on here because you have to about business. People get weird about sales. I find other people's conversations about sales sometimes really creepy, sticky, ugly, and gross. But when I talk to my people, I know you already know that I don't want you doing any of these sales tactics, any of the sales things, unless you are serving people completely and fully. Like, show up for your people. You serve first. I've said it a billion times this week. You serve first, and the money will come. But when you're talking about making the money, we're talking about the reality of bringing income into your family so that you can cover bills, that you can invest in things, that you can save, that you can pay off debt, that you can do all the things, that you can have some freedom, right? So you don't have to, like, money doesn't have to be the reason that you say no to things anymore. We have to talk about sales. And sales doesn't have to be gross, guys. You don't have to be like this used car salesman type approach. You don't have to spam the DM. Do not send cold people you've never spoken to, do not send them links in DM, like off the cuff, just like, hey, I thought you'd be really great for my group. Boop. What makes you think that? You've never spoken to me. You might be on my friends list, but we've never had a single conversation. Don't send them a link. Don't do that. It's going to ruin it. It also doesn't feel good for you. And yes, that is an approach that some people do on the internet, and sometimes it can be effective, but that's because they're sending out like 500 messages a month or more. Ew. Is that how you want to spend your time, to get a return on like maybe 3 people joining your group? Oh, come on. And no, you don't want that. That's not what we're here for. So, but the selling, you need to have a plan on how to sell, what to sell, know when to sell, because look at your calendar for quarter 2, 3, and 4 of 2021. With the core offer that we talked about yesterday, your signature offer, your higher ticket offer, the offer that helps the people go through the beginning to the transformation process, you could do that. You could offer it 4 to 6 more times this year if you create that and sell that. And you can and you can create, like, oh my gosh, let me get a calendar out here. No, not a calendar. First for somebody's core offer. I'm going to get into that. I've got 16,000 screens on my desk right now, so give me a second. Because if you do launch this offer 4 to 8 times a year, if you're given the full 12 months, the full calendar year, 4 to 8 times launching your offer, you're not going to exhaust your audience, because you're bringing in new people into your audience all the time, and because not everybody's ready to buy when you're offering the thing, right? And because the more you offer it, the people are going to be like, oh, I don't want to miss out on it again. I'll have to wait another 3 months or another 2 months or whatever. And so you're not going to exhaust. People are so afraid of being repetitive. You don't have to worry about that. Listen, if you had a $14.97 offer for something, $1,497, and you sold it to 10 people, and you did that 4 times this year, that's $59,880. Okay, it's 40 people over the course of a year. That's 60,000. Those are low numbers. That's a lower signature offer price. That's a low amount of people to serve throughout the entire year. If you're talking about a business with systems and scaling opportunity, right? It's not that hard when you break the numbers down. And say you're like, listen, I have a side job and I like my side job and I only need to make like an extra 30 grand. Okay, 30 grand. Okay, if you've got 30 grand and we've got another like 9 months to do it. Okay, that's $3,300 a month, right? And if you had a signature offer at $1,500, that's 2 clients, a little bit more than 2 clients a month. Can you do it? Of course you can. Come on. These numbers are so doable. They're so doable for selling. So if you have a system for this, for selling, and you have a schedule to sell on, this is how you can bring people in and keep them in. And hey, Ivy. Hey, Alonzo. How you doing, guys? Ivy. All right. And then you need so we've got content, we've got marketing, we've got selling, we've got serving our clients. Serving our clients is something that once you bring them in, it's like, now you got to perform, now you got to show up, right? And you have to manage these clients while they're paying for you to do so. So everyone gets served properly, they all get served at a high level, you don't have burnout. We need to have systems to handle those clients' needs all the way through so nobody gets left behind. So consider what they need, how much support they'll need, where they get stuck in your process. You know, yesterday I said outline that offer, that process. What were the sticking points? What got you to the next level? How can you help your ideal client get to the next level too in a similar fashion? So when you're thinking through that, what kind of support do they need? What kind of support do you need? So where are you going to put people in? Because you can get virtual assistants for very, very decent prices. And you can get friends to support you. You can get colleagues to support you. You can barter for that kind of a thing, especially when you're first starting out. But think through what they actually need so that you can support them at that high level. And then these things are like automatic. So every time you launch your offer, you plug this person into here. You're my concierge support. You are my question and answer on email support. You're going to show up and help moderate the comments every week when we go live in our group and start training people. Like whatever it is, you've got those systems to plug people in to take care of those clients. And then lastly, it's the scaling your business piece. So number 5 is scaling your business. I have to rush soon because I got a call in just a minute with somebody. But we talked about the system. So content marketing, selling, and serving your clients, and now we're talking about scaling your business. And you want to be able to scale quarter to quarter, month to month, year to year, like all that stuff, right? And yesterday when we talked about your signature offer, your core program, every time you serve, you're like, wow, that was great. Here's the feedback that I got from them. And also here's some insight that I gathered. I could do it better next time. I could serve more next time. And because I'm going to do that, I need to price it higher. So every time you do it, you serve better and you price higher. You serve more, you price higher. You deliver at a higher level, you price higher. So that's one little like low level incremental growth like in terms of scaling, I guess, but that's like your increase of cost as you go. But as you do that, you invest in people, you invest in ads, you invest in growth, right? So that you can continue to scale. So the price goes up, of course, yes, but now your capacity to serve more people goes up. Now you can bring in other support systems, other people to help you with, if you went from 10 and now you're going to 20, you're going to need some more bodies to support those humans in your group, in your program. So now you can hire more people with the more money that you're making, and you invest back into the business, and it grows and grows and grows and swells. Does that make sense? Are you guys clicking with that? Because I know I'm talking fast, and I want to give you everything. And Ivy, yes. And Lee, hey Lee. Okay, Gold, thank you for sharing. Yes, you're welcome, Ivy. I'm realizing the power of bartering, especially when you're starting out. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with bartering, man. Like, people do it all the time. It's like the oldest form of commerce. It is the oldest form of commerce. So you don't have to be afraid that, like, oh, I don't have the money for that. That's okay. But I do promise you that, perfect, Nicholas, it clicks. Okay, so I promise you that when you barter first if you have to, no big deal. But when you get to the point where you're making some money, that's when you hire a VA. That's when you invest in something else. And I know it feels scary. Like, I need a return on this. Like, I want to put the money in so I can get that money out. And it doesn't seem like I can calculate how much money I'll get out if I give a person these daily tasks. I can't compute that. I know. But I promise you that when you give those tasks, those daily tasks, 2 hours a day or an hour a day of work that you shouldn't be doing because it's admin stuff, and you give it to a VA who can handle it like that, no problem, guess what you do with that hour? You go and you sell. You have those conversations. You build those relationships. That's where the return on your investment comes. So if that was ever cloudy for you, if you were ever like, I don't know, like they'd say to hire people, but I don't have like a lot of money to hire people. It's scary to invest when I'm not like, I don't have a ton of money in the bank for this business yet. That's how it works. You make sure that when you are ready to hire, you are dedicating yourself to say, I'm going to unload an hour of time during my day to this person, and they're going to take care of it for me. And in the meantime, I'm going to take that hour and I'm going to use it to grow my business. I'm going to use it for sales. I'm going to make that money back by doing this. And it's not pressure filled. It's exciting. Because why? Selling isn't gross when you're serving first, right? Serving first is the rule. It's a service-based business. You cannot sell to anybody before you serve them first, period. So, okay, Lisa, hey Lisa. So if you had all that thing, if you had those people, like those people nurturing, if you had your content clicking, if you had your sales process working, if you had your servicing, like all of it was handled, this is how people have such an amazing experience with you. They feel like you're in charge, you're handling it all, you're in control of their outcome, you will be there for them, it feels safe. That's where these strong testimonials come from. That's why, like, when people, it's such an honor when people go through the academy and they're like, you changed my life. I would not be here without you. I cannot believe how much I grew with you in 2020, or what you did for me in 2019. Like, I didn't even know who you were, and all of a sudden you popped into my ether, and here we go, and I am quitting my full-time job. Thank you. And I'm like, because when you care first, you commit to your people. And when they know you're committed to them, they're ready to pay you whatever. Like, they know that you're going to be there for them, because what do they want? They want the outcome. They're not worried about the money as much as they're worried about the outcome, because to them, they're already saying, take my money, fix my problem. And you're like, yeah, I'll fix your problem. I'll totally fix your problem. And you know you will, because you're a good person. So then you accept that exchange. It's just an exchange. It could have been, like, listen, if you're into blender bottles, like so into blender bottles, like you love them, you got like 1,800 in your kitchen, you shouldn't. You got a problem if you do. But if you did, and somebody was like, I'm going to give you 6,000 blender bottles in exchange for your services. If you're the blender bottle person, you're like, give it to me, yes. Like, it doesn't matter if it's blender bottles or cash. It's just an exchange for services. I value this, and I value this. Okay, well, you value me transforming your business, and I value the money that you can give me so that I can invest that into my business so I can help more people, right? So don't make it weird about money, and it won't feel weird to sell. It won't feel weird to grow things. It won't feel weird to make the offer, right? Because you're not asking for stuff. You're making an offer to help them, and they're deciding whether or not to invest with you. So don't feel like it's taking their money or you're taking anything from them. That's you having a money issue. That's not them, right? Do you ever feel bad when you go into the store and somebody's like, it's going to be $3 for the eggs? You're like, wow, okay. You're really going to take my money for this? Okay. Really going to take my money for eggs? All right. Do you ever have a weird conversation like that at the grocery store? No, because you expect to pay, because you want the eggs more than you want your $3. Your clients want the transformation more than they want the money that they're giving to you. Does anybody hear that? Let me know if you hear that. Nicholas Lavares, what's a thought? What is it? Y'all should play the lottery today. Don't make money weird. Blender bottles, 1,800 of them. Could you imagine, Ivy? Nicholas, you're amazing. Look at those dice. Okay, Academy's fire. Sharon! Thank you, my beautiful friend. So if you're listening and you're here for a reason and you've tried 100 things that didn't really work that well and you feel like something that you have inside could work, I'm telling you, based on the combined 50 years experience of me and my partners and my team on Academy 2.0 and Generation Impact, we know that people learn differently. Not everybody is the same. And we know that in order to make sure that everybody gets what they need to transform their own business, that we've put all of the learning techniques in place, that we've gamified everything. We've made it fun because people forgot how to have fun in business. Please don't do your business if you don't think that you're going to have fun with it. It's going to suck and you'll quit. You'll burn out. You'll quit or you'll burn out or you'll do both and you'll have a nervous breakdown and your family will be like, she was cool and then something happened. Thought she liked what she did, but she turned into a weirdo. Now I don't like her anymore, even though she's my mom. I always fear that. Anyway, so I do have fun in my business. I have lots of fun. I choose to have fun because I choose to work with people that align with me. I choose to work with people that are excited about their business, that are on fire to serve other people. And of course, I'll show them how to make the money, duh. But I want to work with people who are excited to work with other people because that's the only way that you're going to make real money and sustain your business and grow it and scale it. You have to love what you do. So if you're thinking about something that you love and you'd love to figure out how to make it real, we have a turnkey system in the Academy 2.0 from start to finish, how to create money in perpetuity doing what you love. And this is going to change your life because it's going to inspire you every day. It's going to turn you into a better person when you're doing what you love because you wake up in the morning happy. You wake up in the morning and you don't dread going to work or going to your computer. You don't smash the alarm clock 17 times. You're like, alarm? That means I get to do my favorite. So that's what you're looking at for the difference in your life. This turnkey system, step-by-step approach, incredible hand-holding the whole way through, like for each individual business period. And like I said, which spots are filling up, and I got to check with my team. I know that there's a note somewhere here on my console. I wish I could show you guys what's happening in this air traffic control here. But I know that there might be 4 spots left in the one-on-one coaching. I'm not sure, but I will double check and post an update on that. But the first 10 get the one-on-one coaching for free, which is our highest ticket offering outside of the Academy, and you're getting it for free. So that's why there's no way we can do it for more than 10, and I don't know if we'll be able to do that again at all. But that's why this is such a massive bonus. We've gamified the entire process. It's a freaking video game, basically. It's a video game. You're going to be learning how to build your business by way of video game. There are power-ups along the way. It's a competition between you and your old self, not you and the people that you're with. It's not like that. You're not playing against player 1 and player 4. Player 4 is going to win because they're a sleeper, right? They're going to come up on you. Watch out. I played Mario Kart last night. Sorry, I'm in it. And I won, by the way, obviously. So with guidance, you can do these things come up every step of the way. Things come up in your business, no matter how high, how far you reach, how great you get in your business, things come up because whenever you reach something new, you're like, I don't know, I haven't seen this before. That's why we walk you through everything. So it's a 3-month program. It's an incredible business transformational program where you figure out all of the systems that you need and you can go to market and sell your offer so that you don't just make your money back. You make more and more and more, and you'll never need to know or ask how to do it again. So whatever you create in the future, you'll have all of the systems, all of the training, and all of the assets to do it over and over and over. Ivy, wow, that sounds freaking amazing. A game you against you. Yeah, I don't compete with other people. I don't like it. I was a Division I athlete, and I do not. Even as an athlete, I'm not going out there being like, let's kill them. It's like, I don't like that kind of controversy. I don't like confrontation. I don't like any of that. So what I would do is like, if I was pitching in a game, I would think about my stats the game before and how to improve. Or if my riser wasn't working, how to improve my riser. Or if my slider was my best one, how to double down on that for the batters that wouldn't be able to hit it. Like, I'm competing against myself. I do the same thing in business. What were my numbers last month? Let's take a look at the metrics. Where do I have holes? Where was my time management falling off? What's getting in the way? Is my mindset sucking right now? Let me figure out how to do this better. It's not about, oh, she's really killing it. I got to catch up. No. Ew. No. Disgusting. You're not competing with anybody. You are competing with your old self, and you're improving and escalating every single day. So do not worry about competing with anybody. And then let me see if I missed anything. Yeah, Ivy, eggs. Eggs. Listen, I'll pay for the eggs. You do have fun and you're always smiling. Ivy, you're so sweet. So yes, compete against your yesterday. So I'll put the link up in my calendar. I gotta jump on if somebody wants to talk about the academy right now, and then and I'll keep you guys posted. Tomorrow is the last day of my live training, so make sure that you click on, if you want to catch that, click on the live notifications. So at the top of this live, there's the 3 buttons that say, like, the drop down that's like the hamburger menu, whatever, and the drop down turn on live notifications, so you'll be notified when I do go live tomorrow. And we're going to be talking about why things haven't worked in your business before. We're going to get into it. I love you all for showing up and talking to me and making my day better. This has been really awesome all week to start my day in a really, really good mood because I get to chat with you guys. It's super fun. I'm really grateful that you showed up with me. And I'll be here again tomorrow. And Sharon with your little hearts. Ivy, Noah. I know. I have to be dramatic about it so people get it. Do not compete with other people. It's gross. Okay. I love you guys. I will see you. Bye, Nicholas. I'll see you guys tomorrow.